Fundamentals of design, tessellation. When figures are repeated alternatively with ground, it is called tessellation. Tessellations are formed when the background figures neatly fit together with the ground figure without leaving any gaps or overlaps. It is also called tiling. The tessellations become interesting when both the figures as well as the background are made of recognizable images. The images could be of geometrical shapes, objects, or living things. The artist M.C. Escher created many interesting tessellations that are intricate, complex, and challenging. In many of them, he have used living beings as their objects. You can see these illustrations made by Escher. These tessellations look very complicated. Underneath these tessellations or any tessellation, there is a simple underlying structure. Let's look at the skeleton of a tessellation. We'll start by looking at a simple case. Tiling a simple polygon. Of regular polygons, only 3 of them tessellates. They are triangles, quadrilaterals, and regular hexagons. Triangles, which means any kind of triangles. Quadrilaterals, which can be like squares, rectangles, rhombus, or any kind of quadrilaterals, and regular hexagons. These 3 polygons are the building blocks of any periodic tessellations, including Escher's drawings. So it's as simple as that. So there are 3 types of tessellations according to the arrangement of the basic units of tessellation. So first one is translational tessellation. Tessellation by translation is when visual elements, objects, or its representations are repeated by shifting or sliding its position. The shifting or sliding can occur in vertical, horizontal, diagonal, or any other direction. So the next one is tessellation by reflection. So it is when visual elements, objects, or its representations are reflected across the axis. Tessellations by reflection can occur in vertical, horizontal, diagonal, or any other directions. So rotational tessellations are those where these elements are rotated around a point. These tessellations by rotation can occur as revolving, radial, and spiral variations. I want to show you 2 ways to make your own tessellation using some examples. It is easy. There are 2 methods actually. By seeing this tessellation, it may look complicated to you, but the building blocks of this tessellation is simply a rhombus, which is a kind of distorted version of a square itself. So let's start with the simple case of tiling a square first. So first, cut out a square paper. So we are going to follow a simple rule. Whatever you cut from one side, you tape onto the other side, like side to side and top to bottom. Just a simple rule. Then the tessellation is ready. So for this tessellation, as we already mentioned, the building block of this tessellation is a rhombus, but the procedure is similar to square itself. So whatever you cut from one side of the square or the rhombus, the same thing should be added to the opposite sides. So that is the key point of making a tessellation whose basic unit is rhombus or square. Method 2. In this drawing, you might notice that the pattern is different from what we see last time, the last tessellation. The building block of this tessellation is a triangle, that's the only difference. Note that any triangle can tessellate. In this case, start with an equilateral triangle. So, anything you cut from one of the top sides, you add to the other. Means if you cut something from the left side of the triangle, you will add to the right side of the triangle. So for the bottom side, each half will take other's excess. So anything you cut from one half, you will paste to the other half. just like this. Yeah, the bird is ready. Since it's based on triangle, it will tie like a triangle itself. Thanks for watching.